Welcome back to another Mobile Centric's Tips and Tricks. My name is Derek, and today I'm going to be showing you a repair. Now, this repair is somewhat common, which is when moisture is introduced around a proximity sensor and it prevents the phone from booting or just simply boot loops the phone. Let me show you how I fix it. Says Derek, this iPhone 13 Pro has been water damaged from rainwater entering via broken back glass. Yep, that's definitely broken. The phone boots fine when the prox sensor is detached. We are looking to have this device fully repaired. We want to make sure there's no board damage, the back glass is repaired, and if possible, Face ID is working. Please let us know once you've looked at the device. Let's take a look at this device. Now, it looks like it's already somewhat opened. Yep. So pop the screen off. Now the water indicators are both red, so I'm curious if it was just a little bit of rainwater or if it's something more. Now the prox is currently not connected, like the battery isn't as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at that prox real quick, because I think that that's the first thing we need to figure out is what needs to happen with that. Let's take off the 3 screws in the shield. Let's add some isopropyl alcohol and carefully remove this proximity flex. So normally I would add some isopropyl alcohol or something to help remove these sensors. I want to see if I can visibly see the damage. If I add alcohol, it could easily just wash away any sign of corrosion that I'm looking for. And luckily this component is one that's easily replaced without having to worry about losing Face ID, unlike previous models. Take a look under a microscope, see if we can isolate the issue. If you get something out of this video, give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. With that being said, corrosion on a proximity sensor can cause a phone to boot loop, preventing it from functioning. And the majority of proximity sensors carry coding that is crucial for Face ID functionality. Even though the proximity sensor has nothing to do with the actual process of Face ID, it still is crucial. However, on the 13 series, like the one that I'm working on today, it's not a component that carries that. But the process to fix it is the same as previous models. So I'm going to walk you through my process in repairing the proximity sensor on the proximity sensor assembly, which is basically the same process on every single model of iPhone. All right, so here I can see that we definitely have some signs of corrosion. You can see it kind of coming out from under the proximity sensor right there, and definitely up here in this spot there's quite a bit of corrosion. So I'm going to take the soldering iron. This isn't on the tip, this is just on the shaft, and I'm going to heat up the back of the flex, and that'll cause the solder to melt and the prox will be able to come away from the flex really easily. It only takes about 5 to maybe 10 seconds, and there we go. Now we can see the flex cable has quite a bit of corrosion on it, and same here on the proximity sensor. So I'm going to take some isopropyl alcohol and a brush, and let's try to get as much of that off as we can. I think I have to scrape some of this away because it's pretty stuck on there. So now that I've scraped it away, we'll clean that up with some isopropyl alcohol and my brush. That's looking much better. Let's do the same on the flex cable, see if there's any more damage. Isopropyl alcohol and a brush to clean it up. And you can see it's a little mark here, but I think we're going to be okay. Add some flux. Add some solder paste. Take my iron and let's see if we can freshen up that pad Yep, it's now taking solder, and let's just distribute the solder equally amongst all of the pads. There we go. Let's clean off any of the burnt flux. Some isopropyl alcohol on my brush again. That looks really good. Add some more flux for later. Now let's take our attention over to the prox itself. Add some flux, some more solder paste, and with the soldering iron going around, making sure each one of those pads takes a nice pillow of solder. And then let's just go over each one, even them out until they have this about the same amount of solder as each neighbor. There we go. That looks good. So, all right, we'll clean this up again, getting rid of any of that burnt flux. And now we'll put it on the flex cable, lining it up in the same orientation it was in before. Put it on the soldering iron again carefully. And within 5 seconds or so, this will definitely be on. See a little bit of movement there as it pulls down to the flex. And we should be good. So I'll pull the soldering iron away carefully and we'll let it cool down. Now we can take a look at the side, and it's definitely got a good joint. This one's ready to go. All right, now that we've soldered the prox back on after getting rid of that corrosion, let's see if we still have a boot loop. Let's see if we can get it to boot up just fine with this prox connected, or if we'll have to replace it. All right, we'll connect the display. We'll connect the proximity sensor. Connect up the battery. And let's see if it boots. Plug it in. There we get the Apple logo. Let's see if we can get it to boot up all the way. There we go. All right. Yeah. Was it worth the work I put in? Leave a comment below. Would you simply replace it? Or would you take the few minutes it takes to diagnose and fix the actual issue? For some of you, this might look like something that is too complicated or something you wouldn't want to do, but it's actually really easy. You don't need any fancy equipment for this. You just need a soldering iron. Any soldering iron will do for this particular repair. In fact, all I needed for this repair was a little bit of flux, a little bit of solder, a brush, and some isopropyl alcohol. And of course, having magnification and a way to hold the component makes the job much, much simpler. Hopefully now you can take the information that I've provided and it'll help you in a future repair. Like the video before you jump onto another one. Thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you in the next video.